Good evening YouTube, and welcome to another Zen in the Art of Miniature Painting video. And tonight's video is going to be about the Reb faction from the Deadzone Kickstarter Strike Team package. So as you can see, what I've got in front of us here is a selection of all the figures you get. There's a few doubles here, so there's this human twice, this Undij or Indij Sergeant twice. I don't know how to pronounce some of these names, so do forgive me. I don't really buy into the whole Mantic universe. I much prefer the 40k universe, so these guys will end up probably being some sort of Xenos race that I deem them to be. So apologies in advance for that. Then I've got another Rebel Indij which is running there, and then I've got one of these Sorax. These are the weird guys who use their arms as feet and their feet as hands. And then these, I think, are called Grogans, the chaps with the sort of heavy weapons. You got Grogans. You get one with like an assault cannon type thing, and another one with a sort of weird blast that's called a Desolator. Then you've got this big guy here is called a Teraton, and he's a sort of heavy choice. And then you get two drones, scouting drones, and then finally it's capped off with this pretty cool Rebel Commander figure, again a human. So a nice selection of figures. I mean, the doubles are a pity. I'm not sure what the story was. Maybe there's been a mix-up, that's why you get two of these things. I think there was something mentioned in the Kickstarter, but again, I don't pay enough attention to really know the ins and outs of it. I think something went wrong with some of the something they were casting at some point, and there was a hold-up with the molds or something like that. So as a result, you get some replacement bits, which will later then be replaced with what you should have got. So we'll wait and see on that. Anyway, so yeah, not bad. It's a nice little set. It's a good size for a sort of Necromunda gang or a sort of Death Watch kill team style scenario. Something really small and skirmishy, which is exactly why I wanted these figures. They are a little bit slighter than GW. And for scale comparison, I will give you, this is one of my Imperial Guard. It's an Admiral figure, and then this is the sort of Mantic one. You can see the head's a little bit smaller and the hands are slightly more slight, because I guess the Mantic ones are actually less heroic 28mm than the Mantic ones. Sorry, than the GW ones. So anyway, here we have it. Nice selection of figures, and I look forward to painting them. It was a bit emotional assembling them. Firstly, because there are no instructions, and I mentioned this before. I really think this is a big fall down point for Mantic. Even just a little note to tell you what's what in the box. But I spent last night on a Google Hangout with some friends while I was assembling these, and it was just a case of, you open a bag and you get 3 different sets of arms, and you first have to try and figure out which arm goes where. Now obviously they have little plugs which indicate where they should go, but some of them can be quite tricky. This chap here, the way his arm actually sticks onto the bottom there, you can see it's quite messy, and then especially on the back end there's a joint fairly visible. If I can just show you, there we go, where the leg joins the lower body. So that'll need green stuffing. So not 100% ideal. One of the things they did note on the instructions is on the blog was sometimes these ammunition feed lines can get can be a bit tricky and don't necessarily fit. So you have to use hot water to bend things into shape. So hot water does seem to be a big feature of the Mantic thing. Mine were fine actually. I was really chuffed with the way these figures came together, so I can't really complain there. One thing I did have issue with was these drones. You'll notice I've stuck them on clear Games Workshop flying base stalks, and I've actually inverted the bases, and this fits in quite nicely into the base there. So you've got the base there, and then I've just drilled a hole through and stuck these guys on. And once I've painted these, I will actually glue them on stuck. I prefer the clear flying base stalks. I just think they look better. This is what they provide you with, and I just think that looks absolutely naff. I was thinking maybe a piece of wire replacing it would be quite cool. I've seen people do that with servo skulls and stuff for inquisitorial stuff, but this is just, I mean, seriously, is that it? I mean, it's horrible. So yeah, those will definitely be getting binned. Anyway, I've assembled them on the basis that they provide you with here's the Teraton bases. Just it's kind of very similar to a GW base. The other ones have got these they've got a kind of hole in the middle, where the figures have little round bases on the bottom, and they sort of sink inside these little depressions. But I mean, altogether, you know, no issues. I think they're really nice figures, nice sculpts, and I think they should be quite fun to paint up. The level of detail just isn't GW level, or certainly not Forge World level, but that's to be expected. It's a different style as well, but there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's really, really cool, and I think it will mix well with the GW stuff. The humans look slightly less superhuman, I guess. You'll see in the back here as well, I've got the Rebel deck, which you use for playing the game. It comes with a variety of different cards. You get the stat cards. Then you also get battle cards, and also your mission cards. Now, I've not played the game, I don't really know the rules, so most of these cards are relatively useless to me. But the upshot is, if you look at, say, a stat card, it shows you how to assemble them, which is helpful, I guess, and also how they've painted them. So, not too bad. I mean, useful for as such. The mission cards probably be quite fun to use no matter what game system you're playing, because I suppose it gives you something to shoot for, unless the system has its own mission generator. So yeah, for now, not major, you know, nothing major. Just thought I'd run through the figures. I think they're all cool. The Xenos are quite interesting. I quite like the fact that there's a variety of Xenos. It's nice to add something. So even if you do play something set in the 40k universe, you've got something that isn't just, you know, your standard set of Xenos. You have an opportunity to introduce some stuff from, you know, your own aliens essentially, using these figures. So that's quite fun. And again, the drones are quite cool. You know, it just adds another little factor. If you were doing a scenario, I imagine something like sentry drones or something. For those who are that way inclined, Two Fat Lardies have produced a set of World War II rules called Chain of Command, which relies in the opening phase, the patrol phase, on blinds. Some of the other games include using blinds or sentries as well. And I think this is something you can really add to the game, where, you know, there might be a notional enemy, possibly or not, and the drones have to go and investigate or that sort of thing. And, you know, the drones act as spotters, and while the rest of your gang is asleep or something like that. So you can really do some interesting scenarios, I think, and there's definitely some leeway to play with. And these drone figures aren't, like, they're not amazing, but they are you know, good enough to be drones. And I think Mantic have done a really good job here. So I can't complain. I think they're going to be okay once they're painted up. They're going to look quite nice. Colour scheme wise, I haven't decided on anything yet. They're not massively high on my painting priority, but you know, I would like to get them done. What has been cranking out, and this is a little aside, is these Dark Angels, which I've been knocking out at a relatively high pace. So not too shabby. I will leave you with that. I hope it's been useful. I hope you get a sense of what's inside the Reb starter set. What I'll do is, I think, as I do each faction, as I assemble them, I'll come back and do another video. The basic premise of these videos is just to give you a sense of what's in the box and what the figures actually look like and how they assemble. Again, like I said, these ones weren't that difficult to assemble. There were slightly emotional moments where, you know, I wasn't quite sure where things went and how things stuck on together. And it's something which I think can be averted simply by, you know, knocking up a set of simple rudimentary instructions. So yeah, just, you know, keep watching, and hopefully soon I'll have some more videos for you. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and please check out the blog.